Prominent Australians have rejected a call to dump the Union Jack from the national flag. Journalist Ray Martin says it's an outdated hangover from our colonial past and should go, but he's getting little support.
Hosting the class of 2010, the nominees for Australian of the Year awards to be announced tonight,
what's this?
The Prime Minister was quick to stand up for our flag.
Our national flag, which we celebrate under for Australia Day today and into the future.
But after hosting a dinner for the awards last night, Ray Martin renewed a campaign for change.
We are not Anglo-Irish anymore, we're multicultural. We don't need the British connection, we don't need the Union Jack in the corner.
Among the nominees' mixed backgrounds, there are mixed opinions.
I don't have any problem with the flag.
To me, I like to see countries maturing.
Being an Australian, to me, is what fills me with pride, and I wear my flag on the inside.
Plenty wear it on the outside, especially sports stars.
Right now, there's nothing wrong with our flag, and there's going to be nothing wrong with tomorrow.
I think our flag of stars and crosses, it represents our history and our hopes.
And the hopes of changing it soon seem slim. The reality is Australia won't get a new flag until the majority of Australians want one. And all the latest polling suggests we don't.
Mate, love the Australian flag. Don't change it. It's fantastic.
My great-grandfather and his grandfather, they fought under it, so no way, it's great.
Keep it, don't change it.
Alex Hart.
Now to the growing debate about our national flag. Prominent Australians, led by Ray Martin, have declared that our current flag is too colonial and outdated. And they say that as a nation, we've reached a point where we need to move forward. So do we need a new flag to represent a new Australia? David Eccleston went out to find out what you think.
Why are people getting upset about this? It's simply saying, do we want this flag? Do we want the flag with a Union Jack in the corner and our Southern Cross, or do we want something else?
Oh, I don't think the country will fall apart, but I don't think we need the division at the moment.
I look at the Union Jack, you know, on our flag, on the Australian flag, and it appalls me.
We want to get rid of that flag, but we haven't the foggiest idea what to put in its place.
We sort of think, gee, if we don't keep that English connection, what's going to happen to us? Hey, folks, nothing's going to happen. We're just going to move on.
Should we get the Aussie flag in there, right?
Yeah, get the Aussie flag.
Yeah, why not?
Here we go. Ready?
Get the New Zealand flag in.
To many Australians, Ray Martin is as Aussie as VB, the Hills Hoist and Victor Mowers.
What are your thoughts? Are you happy with the Australian flag?
No.
You're not?
I want it gone too.
Yeah.
The Union Jack gone. This is our country, not England's.
He's on the campaign trail to convince us it's time to lose the Union Jack from our national flag. A lot of people who've done this in the past, they've gone down in a screaming heap. Are you prepared to go down in a screaming heap?
It's like the sorry speech. I mean, it's Henny Penny in the heavens. The heavens didn't fall in. When Kevin Rudd said sorry, we'd been told for 20 years how bad that would be. Nothing happened. We just moved on.
We're a country that drapes itself in national pride, and if you believe the polls, Ray could be fighting a losing battle. Only a third of people polled in a recent News Limited survey say they want the Union Jack gone. 45% say it's the flag we marched and died for, leave it as it is.
I don't think they died for the flag. They died for Australia, and they died for the values of Australia. That's what they died for.
Ray Martin is in serious error.
Monarch's Professor David Flint.
The recent visit of Prince William shows us that we still respect the monarchy and our crowned republic.
It amazes me. I don't know why. Why Australians would line up in the street in their hundreds, if not thousands, to wait and see the second in line for the British throne. Beats me.
People say it's our history, it's where we've come from. Oh, really? Well, why do we care so much about where we've come from?
Change is long overdue, according to media commentator and author Peter FitzSimons.
Pull your head out from beneath the bowels of your ancient prejudices. It is the 21st century and the sun is shining. It is time to change the flag.
If there's one issue guaranteed to polarise opinion, it's what design would replace the Union Jack. Over the years, there's been many not so popular suggestions.
We don't want to be tacky, we don't want to be boxing kangaroos. Personally, I'd like to see the stars of the Southern Cross, and I'd like to see the Aboriginal flag.
Forget about design, it won't happen anytime soon, says 3AW radio host Neil Mitchell.
Oh, I don't think it's the right time, I don't think it's necessary, it's not urgent, and I don't sense a public uprising demanding that we get rid of the flag.
It'll happen. I mean, as sure as the sun comes out today and tomorrow, we will have our own flag, we will have our own republic, as we said sorry.
Australia Day, what does it really mean?
For some of us, it's a day of deep reflection on what it is to be Aussie. Many others pledge their allegiance to our sunburnt country. For the rest of us, it's a day off work and an excuse for a barbie. Almost every year, though, there's a call for a new national flag. This year, Ray Martin says it's time we grew up and changed it.
We're not part of Britain anymore. We are very independent, and I think we ought to show it in the flag.
So is it out with the Union Jack and in with the Indigenous flag? Or should it be something that better reflects the Australian way?
Now, George, I know you've got firm views about our National Day. Do you agree with Ray on this occasion?
I'll tell you on one condition.
Yeah?
Don't tell him. my old mate on that, what's that program called? 3,600 Seconds or something it was called.
Yeah.
we disagreed about a few things. I agree with Ray completely on this. I think it's an anachronism, it's nonsense, we've got no real connection, despite the best efforts from that member of the royal family who turned up here last week. Any connection really with that part of
Who did a good job, I reckon.
At what?
I think he's sold...
being a celebrity.
Being a monarchical...
The royal family well.
Yeah, but George, what
celebrity monarchist.
Anyway, back
George,
to George,
what about all the people who have the Australian flag tattooed to themselves? What are they meant to do if you change it?
I got on the plane to come to the studio today, from where we are up in the bush, and there was a bloke in front of me, would you believe, with the Southern Cross on the back of his calf.
Yeah.
There's a real Australian.
But would you keep the Southern Cross?
Yeah, what would you
make keep the Southern Cross.
No, well, that's going to keep most of them happy.
But if we keep the Southern Cross, I would dump the Union Jack straight away and put the Aboriginal flag in there.
It actually looked very good. We had a mock-up in that little video piece there. It actually looked pretty good.
Yeah. But what would be interesting is, and we shouldn't embarrass our audience by asking them here, should we, but do people really know what the Southern Cross is?
Well, it's the stars in the sky, isn't it?
Which ones, Dave? Come on, you can do better than that.
Well,
it's the ones on the flag.
I can go out and point them to. I can point them out, but right now I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's as good as anything, I suppose, just as long as it doesn't end up with wattle or something. Yeah, that's a bit... I think we have to think about it. Ray's raised a very, very good point.
I think, though, if we're going to, redraw our flag and come up with a new flag, we have to learn from other flags that are out there as to what makes a good flag. Like, have a look at this. This is a great flag. This is Kenya's flag. See that? That's got a shield, a couple of spears.
That could almost pass as a surfboard, which kind of Aussies it up a bit.
That is a flag that says, hey, we're from Kenya, and Kenya kicks ass, right? Now, there's another important rule. If you're going to make a flag, kids in school have to be able to draw it. This is the flag of Belize. Too complicated. There are dudes and trees and ships and crests. What's with the white pants tops off scenario? That is a flag that says we had 8 ideas and went with all of them because we couldn't decide.
I think probably I'm the only person in this country, other than the blokes who went with me at the time, who's been to Belize. It's the Mosquito Coast in Central America. It's a crap of a joint. Literally speaking, people actually die falling into open sewers, but they have great T-shirts. Yeah. You'd better believe it.
Yeah. Well, maybe some of those topless guys.
Unbelievable. How about that one?
Those topless guys should be wearing some of those T-shirts on the flag.
We've got Australia Day tomorrow. I am annoyed about the over-commercialisation of Australia Day. For me, it's carrying on like it's Christmas, honestly. It's like, well, what are we celebrating? I feel like we're just celebrating sausages, you know? Selling meat.
Beer.
Well, what are we meant to be celebrating?
I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure. I just hope we're not celebrating the fact that this is the greatest country on earth. Because it's not. Because it's not.
Well, name a better one, George.
I'm about to get branded un-Australian and unpatriotic.
Yeah, but certainly we're better than Belize, aren't we?
I put us way out in front of... Let me explain before I get into too much trouble, right? I don't think Australia is the greatest country on earth for one simple, logical reason. There is no such thing as the greatest country on earth. We are a great country, but to call any country the greatest country on earth is pretty silly.
Yeah, but for one day of the year, you can celebrate the fact that we live in an awesome, awesome country.
Sure, but not the greatest country on earth is a really dopey thing to say. It's fantastic country.
But how many times do you know, when you travel overseas and then you come home and you go, we live in the best country ever, we've got the most beautiful people, the beautiful land, we're so fortunate.
Could we say top 10?
Usually asks all the tough questions. Yes, David, yes.
Well...